Good afternoon. Hi. So, guys, you know what is today's topic? Come on, how many of you all know what is today's topic? What are we going to discuss today? Any idea, Shreyansh? What do you think? What are we going to discuss today? Ritik, hi. Amrita, yes. Wow. So, the audience already knows what we're going to do today and what we're going to discuss today. So, guys, what is planning for all of you? I want to first understand what is your understanding for planning. What exactly is planning? Come on. What does the word planning mean? Come on, Ritik, Shreyansh, Tanvi. I want every one of you all to answer. Adiba, Arush. Oh, the audience knows. Oh, when to apply, how to apply for college, and what course to choose. Very good, man. You hit the right spot. Of course, that is what the planning means. How to apply for a college, how to choose the right college, and first of all, knowing what you really want to do in life. Pre-planning for college. Very good, Shreyansh. You've also hit the spot. Good afternoon, Afri. So, guys, today we are going to discuss that how we can create a roadmap from point A, that is where you are currently, and to point B, what is your goal in life and where do you really want to reach and how can you reach. So today we're going to discuss how to create that roadmap, how to do the entire planning. So for that, today we've got Miss Tulika Chatterjee, who's one of the best coaches out here. And she has been in this industry since a long, long time. And we've got Miss Sana Jamban, who's again a super coach. So welcome to both our panelists for joining today and giving us their insights. So how are you both doing?
Thank you so much, Hetal, and a very good afternoon for all the students, the parents have joined in for today's session, and we are great. I'm hoping others are also having a great time as it's a Sunday as well, and many must have started with the vacations. So I'm hoping that this session does benefit you all. As Hetal mentioned, you'll get a lot of information regarding which will help you planning better. So yeah, looking forward to having a very interactive session with you all. Thank you.
Thank you so
Sana,
much,
tell us.
Hetal. And yeah, a very good afternoon to everybody, all the students, parents who have joined in. And yes, like Hetal and Tulika mentioned, we are here to make your transition from school to college, which in itself is, pretty anxious for a lot of students. We have seen most of you being in grade 11th and 12th. So we are here to help you in whatever way possible. And I hope that you make most out of the session. So happy learning.
Great. Thank you so much for this amazing introduction and welcome everyone who's joining new guys. Today we're going to learn something very, very interesting. So I'm sure we all know what career planning is and everything. But listening from a coach who has been coaching and who is into the career counseling since a long, long time, Miss Tulika Chatterjee, why is career planning important? How does it benefit a student in their career journey? So, what are your thoughts on this, Tulika?
Right. So when we talk about career, and if I look at today's scenario precisely, it's not like that. And students, if you have anything else to add, definitely go ahead. The chat is open to you all. We look at a various numerous opportunities. So when we talk about so many opportunities, the world is full of different options. Why do we need to have that clarity? And therefore, we bring in the perspective of career planning. Because when we talk about planning, it's basically we are setting a stage, we are making a framework which will help us climb the ladder of future success. And it's not just that we are talking about success from the perspective that, okay, I am getting into a professional role, which I always desired. But we are also talking about from the perspective that we talk about personal happiness, the contentment at the end that we feel. So when we talk about career planning, basically the benefit is it helps us bridging the gap between the skills we have, what is the skills the outer world is looking at, and specifically whether I am going according to the avenues or the doors that are opening for myself. So bringing in the knowledge perspective, bringing in the experience, bringing in my particular unique characteristics to a particular industry is something which will play a very important role. And hence we say career planning is something which will definitely help us in this process.
So I'm sure, like, all the new joinees who've joined, and again, welcome. Thank you so much, Tulika. That was so insightful from a career coach's point of view of why planning is important, and what are the benefits that it could do in your career journey. So, my next question is to Miss Sana Jamwal. What are the things that, as a student, one needs to keep in mind while selecting their future course of action? Because I'm sure a lot of students here are very confused, and I'm sure everyone is aspiring to be something very good in life, and they might be just confused of where to start and what would be the course of action and what could immediately, doing would help them.
Exactly, Hetal. Like you rightly said, a lot of students we meet, they know that planning is important, but the bigger question is how to go about planning. And like you asked, what are the important factors? Now, there are certain factors, like the factors you consider while selecting a college or a course, which we usually know and hear about. But there are certain very important underlying factors which I would want to throw light on, which are important, but we miss on to on. So basic factors like, do you know about your interest, your aptitude? What is it that you would want to do in the future? That's a larger part of self-exploration. And moving from understanding yourself and taking it one way ahead to understanding the world of careers around you, which is drastically and dynamically changing. Understanding what all new age careers are coming, what all courses are coming up, what and how can you pursue them? Do you have interdisciplinary interest? What can you do to take them together? Elements like these are very, very important. And more than that, apart from the self exploration and career exploration, what is very important is the resources and the information and the tools you use in this process. Because when you're doing planning for yourself, right, a lot of research you're doing for yourself, but what is it that you're using? Are you using random WhatsApp forwards to frame your planning, or are you following a career plan which your friend made for themselves and not taking help from experts to have a customized or a personalized plan for you? That is very, very important to look at. So having a career plan where you have understood your own strengths and limitations, where you've understood what all opportunities lie out there in the world and how resources out there can be made best use of to have a plan for you which you can follow, which is realistic, which also takes you to your best fit career. So those are the important elements or factors which every student needs to keep in mind while they're making a career plan for themselves.
Great, Sana. That was very insightful. I'm sure everyone goes on Google and types in what they want to become. And I'm sure, I mean, 90% of the time, it's not a reliable source. So, having the reliable source and also planning it in a manner, guys, is very, very important. But do not worry, we have Miss Sana and Miss Tulika who's going to guide us and help us. And thank you so much for this amazing answer, Sana. So, my next question, which I'm sure 90% of us can relate, what are the factors for course program selection? All right, 90% of us can relate to this, that what are the factors that we need to keep in mind? How can one create backup option? Because that is also one of the very, very important factors. If plan A is not working, I should have the plan B ready, guys. So, Miss Tulika, what do you think about it?
Right. So, when we, as you mentioned, Hetal, that why plan B is important. So, yes, as I mentioned, that we are looking at n number of options that is available, but it's not a guarantee that what plan I have for myself, like the first option, that will work out for me because of the kind of competition that I'm exposed to in today's world. So hence, when we talk about making backup plans, there are some important elements that as 11th 12th students I need to take into consideration. So first of all is definitely based on the subjects that I have chosen for myself, the backup should be like that. Usually, when I am talking about subjects, we are making a career decision, or maybe we are choosing a program based on a combination of subjects. Let's take for the most simplest or the most popular option, I would say. If somebody is picking up PCM, that is my physics, chemistry, and maths, we are looking at an option called engineering. If somebody is picking up PCB, we are looking at an examination to write, that is NEET. We always fail to realize that physics, chemistry, biology, and maths are separate subjects that we are looking at. So when we are talking about course or program selection, if I am someone who loves physics, why can't I look at going and doing a pure sciences degree, maybe a majoring in physics? Or if I'm someone who loves biology, why aren't I looking at options like genetics or maybe something called forensic sciences, which are all lucrative careers? So the first criteria definitely is to understand the subject I'm really interested in and then making up backups. Then another factor could be, okay, yes, I have PCM and engineering has always been, but I'm only looking at writing the JEE examination. So let's remember, even if engineering is, other than IITs or the NITs, we have nowadays very good colleges that are there, be it new modern age universities, private, and coming up with new programs specifically with the specialization which the world is now looking into, like maybe AIML. I can make a backups based on that as well, be it the college, be it in terms of different colleges or the examinations I'm writing. And third, if I have to say, I can make the backups in terms of the programs which are there, because nowadays it's not just one or two options that we are looking at, but we are looking at hundreds of specializations. So be it in an economics program, be it in a history program, be it in a management program, or maybe in a biology, chemistry, or mathematics, you pick the subject for yourself. We are looking into that. So we can make based on which is that area specialization I really want to get into. And that is how we can actually navigate through the decision of what could be my possible backups, which align with my strengths and the skills that I am looking at. Yes, Hetal.
Wow, that is great. That was amazing answer, Tulika. Thank you so much for this insightful answer. So we've got some questions. Man Dokia has a question. My economics is strong subject, but I'm interested in geography more. Tulika, will you like to answer that?
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, Man, if you have interest in economics, definitely there are options. But if geography is something now, the point is we need to understand what aspect of geography you're looking at. So hence, going back and checking what are my subjects that are there, accordingly making plans. Because yes, I can look at going into a BSc geography as well, and I can also look at going into a BA geography kind of. Because with geography, I am looking at management areas, I'm looking at conservation areas, and if I'm someone who is from the science background as well and who has a love for geography, I can look into going into geology. And hence we say resources are available, but you need the expert, you need people to help you basically understand what could be the options available according to what your interest and the subjects that you have chosen for yourself.
Sure. Thank you. I am sure, Man, this answers your question. So Meet Ramantri also has a question. Ma'am, I'm a PCM student. I personally have interest in computers, finance, and management. What is the best career in degree should I choose? I am really confused. Meet, definitely Tolika's going to answer your question, but I am also sharing a Google form with you. Please fill in that. Our team will also get in touch with you. Yes, Tolika, will you, if you can answer that question?
Yes. So me, again, if I am someone who has interested in economics, finance, again, it's important to understand which is that specific area which really fits me, or which is it finance? Am I someone who is okay working with numbers for a very particular long period of time? Because if I am looking at a career related to finance, numbers will have a very important role. Similarly, if I'm talking about economics, we are also looking at something called research analysis, because economics involves the understanding of your economy and the perspective from that. So here, hence we say that it becomes important to look at the particular things which works for me and accordingly decide. And that is how you can also keep like backups. So if economics is something like plan A, maybe finance could be a plan B. Or as you mentioned, you have interest in computer science, so if computers is something really you enjoy, what aspect of computers? Is it the hardware of part of computer, or is it the coding and programming? And if it's coding and programming, what are and how many languages you have learned? Because now we are looking at majoring at something called computer science. And hence we say this all requires a structured planning in which you require proper hand holding, you require proper guidance, where an individual can help you understand which is the area which will work for you. I hope that
Thank you
answers
so
your
much.
question. Yeah.
Yes, it pretty much does. Thank you so much, Tulika. All of your questions will be answered. We'll definitely wait for the last of the, 5-10 minutes of this webinar where we're gonna only answer questions. So, guys, please hold on for until that time. So, thank you so much, Tulika. Talking about backups, I'm sure once you think of backup, there are so many questions which comes into our mind. So, my next question to you, Sana, what are the different types of backups one needs to keep in mind while career planning? So while you're planning the career, what are the backups and how to choose them? How do you keep all that in your mind?
Great. So, like Tulika was mentioning, and continuing from there, that there are different ways you can keep backups. But to precisely put it for all of you, that what are the different types of backups? So, first, there is, of course, a very important way and type of keeping a backup is your course or degree backup, right? So, for example, you decide that you want to do, okay, computer science engineering, right? And you want to keep your backup into something related, maybe going for, say, a BSc computer science or a computer application where you're closer to the domain, but yet it's a different degree or a course. So you have more options, more colleges you could apply to. So one way to keep a backup is your course or degree. Now, your course and degree backups could also be related to the domains or the subjects which you're directly studying. So maybe one way for a student to keep backup is, okay, my plan A is, say, medicine. I want my backups to be something very related to it. So maybe my plan B is allied medicine and my plan C is, say, pharmacy, right? Whereas for somebody else, it could differ entirely and they might have different areas of interest. Maybe your backups could also be certain stream or subject agnostic areas. So for another student, a plan A could be a medicine, a plan B a design, and a plan C a psychology. And it's completely okay. There's no right or wrong about it. It's about what you're interested in. Another type or way to keep a backup is the different colleges you are applying to. So your college list has to be balanced. There have to be some competitive, some dream, and some safe colleges. So there will be colleges are difficult to get into. There'll be colleges oh, it's easy to get into. And there'll be colleges okay, yes, I'm putting in effort, I'm preparing, and I'll be able to get into. So that's your college backups. And of course, if your college list is properly prepared, your entrance backups automatically get created. So a lot of you I was seeing were asking that, okay, apart from JEE, what could be the other backup? So that's your entrance backup. So if you're applying for national level entrances, you also apply to state level and private level entrances. That's your entrance level backup. Other way which could be relevant to some of you who are applying to different countries, or your country backup. So even if you're applying to abroad, keeping India as a backup, right? Or choosing multiple countries to apply to, that's your country backup. For some of you who are taking multiple disciplines together, the way of application could be another way of keeping a backup. So we know that most of the universities and colleges now in India are looking at entrances, but there will still be some which will be, liberal education, which will look at profile-based admission with a rigorous application process. There might be some which might be looking at merit, or merit plus, say, entrance together. So keeping up different modes of admission could also be a way to keep backups in terms of depending on what your strength is. Is your strength your profile profile, your dynamic profile which you've developed over years? Is it that your academics? Is it, or being able to prepare for an entrance and clear that? So these are the different ways you could keep backups, and this is how you could have more options and safety nets to fall back to. But what is important to keep in mind is also that a backup is something which comes to your rescue. That means you've already prepared and applied for it. It's that stepney at the back of your car. So if you've prepared for it, you take it along. You don't leave it back home that, oh, when my car gets punctured, I'm going to go back home and get the stepney. No, you're taking it along, and that's how backups are helping you. So remember, students, it's a backup only when you've prepared for it, you've applied, you've sat for the entrance. It's not a backup if your plan A doesn't work and then you suddenly wake up and think, oh, now what, right? So remember that, and these were the different ways we can keep backup.
Thank you so much, Sana. That was very, very insightful. So I'm sure you all were waiting for this moment. So finally, we've got Mr. Prikshit Danda, who's the Chief Strategy Officer here with us. Welcome, sir. Really glad to have you here on this webinar. So will you like to share a few words on the entire topic of why backups are important and all of that?
Thank you, Hetal. And I was hearing what Sana was sharing with the students. Good afternoon, students, and if parents are also listening to me, welcome on behalf of Mindler. Number one, you're already in safe hands. Tulika and Sana both are senior coaches here. They are guiding you. The team is here. However, let me share a couple of things, and I'm reading the questions and I'm answering them quickly. Okay, just one or two, that's it. That's more than enough. I read a question here from a student who says, I have PCM, physics, chemistry, math in grade 11. And I've realized that I don't want to look at as a career, the science field as a career. Is it safe for me to switch to commerce because I think I'm going to do well there? Very simple. Plan A. Your options. I'm just sharing your options because who's the chief architect of your life? That's you, my dear. You make all the choices. We can only suggest, we can recommend, but the decision has to be purely yours. All right. So number one possibility that you could stick to science stream. Do 11th and 12th with the same science stream if you like the subjects and you think you've already invested 1 year and you think you'll be able to do a good job. And then after 12th, you can switch over to write the business management entrance test or whatever, and you move. Option number 2, switch your subjects. December, it'll be too late to switch your subjects, number 1. Number 2, what if you switch your subjects in 12th, accounts, business studies, economics, math you already have. We have no idea how well you will be able to do in those subjects. So if you ask me, Parikshit, which one is a better option amongst the two options or between the two options, I would rather say what's a safe option. Do your science till 12th and also apply to business management or other courses and move. Clear? So that's how. Now, few important areas. When you can raise your hand or reach out to the Mindler team and say, excuse me, I need help. Number 1, you're a 10th class student or someone who's going to make it to 11th class very soon, and you want help vis-a-vis your subject choices. Mindler can help you with their assessments, with their coaching practice. Absolutely, we can guide you. Those subjects will open up what kind of doors for you. I'm a 12th class student. Right away, I am about to write my board exams. Board exams, ISC already announced starting from February 12th. And of course, CBSE just about to announce. Now, where all we can help you? Question 1. I'm a student A. I've already made my plans. I'm absolutely sure what I'm going to do. As Sana put it, I don't have a backup. Mindler team can help you validate your plans, can help you choose plan B. Student B, I'm good. I'm doing well. but I don't have any idea what I'm going to do. Forget about plan B, C. My plan A is also not in shape. Oh, why don't we have a conversation? Immediately, excuse me, Mindler, can we have a conversation? We can help you choosing your plan A, plan B, plan C. Listen to the words. We can help you choose plan A, B, C. So whether with you or with your parents, we can help you. However, we can't choose your career options. What is Mindler's expertise? We understand these areas. We've been doing it for donkey years. Number one. Number two, oh, wow, you've helped me with plan ABC. As Sana was saying, how can you help me crack these entrance exams? We will help you choose which entrance exam to crack out of all of them. Why? Because we know which entrance exam will have your strength or your weak areas. If your math is weak or your logic is weak, which ones not to aim at, which ones to focus, and how to prepare, which coaching material to use, which books to refer to. Where is negative marking? How to look at answering 150, 200 questions in an hour or 2 hours. How to plan, how to strategically place. Sana also talked about liberal applications. Which round to look at? Rolling admissions, round 1, round 2, round 3. Which one to look at? How to help vis-a-vis your letter of recommendation. How to write SOP. We are not writing your SOP. We are helping you amplify your story. It's like we are helping you with getting your pitch decks ready, right? So that's where our expertise comes in. How to write. Oh, wow, let's plan a storyboard. Now you write. We'll help you time it better. Make your story look appealable. Now we're not fixing it. Okay, we're not fixing it. We are just saying what would look better. Because ultimately your story is going to be read by someone. Next, Parikshit, help me with interview planning. How? Body language, non-verbal communication, eye contact. What should I say? How should I do my SWOT analysis? What questions? What kind of questions? How do I prepare my story? How do I pitch? Absolutely, we can help you. Next, entrance exams done, interviews done. Okay, I don't think so I'll have enough time because general elections are being called in. Entrance exams are going to be pitched together. It's going to be a tight race. So therefore, which institute, what kind of combination? Excuse me, Parikshit, I am wanting campus. I don't want to study in a building. Then which are the colleges for you? Which will offer you that? Oh, I'm somebody who's inclined towards music, sport, art, dance. I want to look at cultural activities. These kind of universities who are going to give you a launching pad to develop this skill set further. So therefore, parents and students, if you want this help, we are there for you. Anything. Oh, Parikshit, hold on. It's getting very overwhelming for me. I'm not able to manage my time, my distractions. It's not that suddenly we have a magic wand and we'll remove all the distractions. No, but it's always nice to talk to a senior who's also gone through this, right? We've all done that. So therefore, it's not like suddenly we are the doctors that will dispel the darkness. No, but you can talk to us. You can reach out to us. We can help you. Right? So that's my 2 bits, Hetal. I'm much passionate to pursue MBA, but I'm too interested in music. So how can I work on both as a career? Shivani, too difficult or a tricky answer or a generic answer for me to give it like this. I'll be more than happy if you can write to my team, share your CV. I am assuming that if you're talking about an MBA right now, you'll be a graduate because you're not doing your MBA straight after 12th. So therefore, it's a longish discussion. I'd like to know what kind of background you have in music. Is it vocals? Is it instrument? What have you already done? Are you working towards your bachelor's in music? Do you want to do a double major? What have you already achieved? A longish discussion. Would love to catch up. And my coaches are there with you. Thank you so much for listening to. I want to opt for psychology as a career, but I'm quite confused about the colleges, entrance exam and profile building, and is SAT exam really important? I'm in 11th with the humanities. Oh, let me answer. This is the last question, okay? Then I don't want to steal the thunder. They'll take care of it. So number one, you're a student with psychology. I'm assuming you already have psychology as a subject. Other subjects could be political science, history, economics, math, whatever. Is SAT necessary? If you're applying to UK or you're applying to a few other universities in Canada, India, New Zealand, Australia, wherever, SAT is not necessary. Number one. Then you're applying to US. US also, what kind of universities where SAT is not going to be important? So we need to see all that, right? So is that a mandatory condition? No. Any college in India which requires SAT? No, not at all. Thank you so much, Hetal, Mansi, Tulika, Sana.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So that was Mr. Prikshit Danda, and with his amazing insights, guys. In the meantime, I am sharing the form with you all. I want everyone, Man, Chandrima, Shriti, everyone to fill in this form so that our team can get in touch with you all and also help you all with all your queries. Thank you so much. All right, so moving on to our discussion, my next question is to Tulika. So definitely now that we've discussed the backups, we have everything in mind, how do we go about it? How can students seek help from external resources to benefit in their career plan?
Right. Thank you so much for that question, Hitul. So just to carry on from where PD sir left, he was talking about a lot about how to select that college, which is the program you're wanting to study and what are the options available, how to know what is that entrance examination. So just to, I'm sure every one of us are aware here, we go on Google and we put, okay, top colleges for economics, top colleges for commerce, top colleges for management. Google gives us a tons of information. How do we know that that's actually an authentic information? Half of the times, if we actually go and scrutinize the articles which might come up, many times we see if the person is not even from the background and they are talking about that particular field or domain. Maybe they have pursued a degree in a completely different college and they are giving you references for a particular college. And hence we talk about that we need to rely on external information that are authentic, because yes, I'm talking about my career decision. So if I have to per se, if Mindler could be one of that destination, because here it's not just about providing guidance. We are helping you understand in and giving you information in terms of where, which colleges and what is something which will fit you. You can also get information from the Mindler dashboard itself. If you want to read about a particular career, let's say with biology, what are the options that open for me? You can also have direct one-to-one counseling guidance sessions with the coaches on helping you decide on which could be the best entrance examination, because nowadays if we know there are entrance examination for each and every program, and it's not possible that you go and write each and every national, state or university entrance level examination that is happening. So hence you need an individual, an expert who can understand your strength and weak areas and accordingly suggest, yes, this could be an entrance examination that work for you. So when we talk about external sources, you need to be with a certain individual or an expert who will help you give that clarity. What does that work for you? Because as students, we need to understand it's not just about the planning for the future, but also we need to focus on our board examinations as well, because that in itself is a crucial. So if I think that, oh, I have 12 months of time, actually I don't. And hence proper guidance relating to proper kind of information is something which will play the most important role here.
Thank you so much, Talika. That was very insightful, guys. Like you know, now Mindler can help you with a number of things. And I'm seeing a lot of responses on the Google form, guys. Please do fill it so that we can get in touch with you and solve all your queries. So my next question is to Sana. Where does the role of career guidance fit in today's competitive and chaotic world? So much of competition is there. I'm sure there are so many new age careers which are coming in every day. We are hearing of so many careers. So how can career guidance help students in this?
Great. I like how, Hetil, you called today's scenario very aptly as competitive and chaotic, because working in this scenario and field and seeing it change over the last decade, it has actually become very, very competitive, with students being spoiled for choices actually. So imagine two situations, students, where in the first one, you go to a restaurant with a limited menu and you have just say 4-5 options to order from, and you go to another modern age restaurant where you have different multi cuisines, new things to order, a lot of them you've not even tried before or heard of, right? Now in the second situation, of course, you're very, very excited and you're very, very happy, you have so many choices, but at the same time you also need some help and guidance, somebody who can tell you, oh, what is this cuisine about, what is this, what can I expect if I order this, right? And also you have more options, that means you're also more confused what to choose, what to go about, right? That doesn't mean choices are bad, they're of course great, but with more choices, with more competition, with more chaos, there's also confusion, and that is where the role of experts and career guidance and career coaches come into picture, where you are not left in a situation where you are completely clueless, not knowing about that, oh, what is happening around me, and versus you are not even left in a situation where just because of your lack of awareness, somebody else and comes and tells you, oh, this is what you become when you grow up. So we are there to help you, like Riksha sir mentioned, to guide you so that you are more aware and you can make choices for yourself. We are not telling you that, oh, you come to us and we decide for you, or as career coaches someone else decides for you, but we equip you, we help you plan, we make you more aware with the right and reliable information and resources, so that in this competitive and chaotic world you make sense of things around you. We plan it and help you figure things out, so that you are more confident, more aware, and make informed career decisions and plan in advance.
That is great, Sana. Thank you so much. So, guys, in Mindler, we have a very, very holistic approach towards career guidance. We first take a psychometric assessment where we try to gauge you, understand you, what are your interests, what is your aptitude, orientation style. So, judging on all these 5 dimensions, there's a report which comes. And after that, we have a report interpretation session, and that's when we tell you what could be good for you and what could not be good for you. So, guys, do fill up the form. I'm seeing a lot of inquiries and lot of queries, uh, uh, and I'm really glad that the audience is so interactive, guys. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So, in the meantime, we also have Mansi Tibrewal, who is going to throw some light on Mindler Scholarship Hunt. Have you guys heard of this? I want everyone to type in. Hi, Mansi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. It's great to see so many have actually showed up on a Sunday and are actually asking questions and interacting. So it's very nice to see that.
We're getting a lot of response. Some have heard about it, and Mansi, some have not heard about it. Please, if you can throw some light on this.
Absolutely. So, because I want to do this in a little structured way, I'll quickly tell you all a little bit about it and then I'll share a presentation. So, Mindler Scholarship and Talent Hunt is something that Mindler began during lockdown. It was because we realized a lot of students don't have enough resources, or even if they do, it's a little all over the place. So, how is it that they can kind of come to know about different universities that they would like to apply to all in one place? Right. So let me quickly just share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
it is.
It
It
Okay,
is.
lovely. Right. So what is the Mindler Scholarship and Talent Hunt? In this program of ours, there are scholarships worth rupees 25 crore that students can avail. So far, more than 3,000 students have received scholarship from our partner universities. Other than this, we are also giving 50% scholarship to our top 10 performers to any Indian university. And last but not the least, one of the greatest benefit is for you to discover, connect, and engage with universities that you're interested in to understand if that is the best fit for you. So usually what happens is when we think of a university, right? Be it in another country or be it in another state, we think it's a great fit for us, but then we realize that maybe, oh, the subject that we're looking for is not there. How do you do all of that? You can find out all the information online, but sometimes just interacting with someone from a university helps that, right? So, what are going to be a few definite key takeaways for you from the Mindler Scholarship at Talent Hunt? The first one is, of course, you have a chance to earn a scholarship from one of our partner universities. Other than this, when you're doing the scholarship assessment, that's when you understand it's not as detailed as the Mindler test, but this is just for universities to understand if you have the aptitude to do the particular course that you're opting for. And the last one is, of course, like I mentioned earlier, for you to connect with universities to see if they are going to be your ideal college fit or no, right? So in the last 2 years, we've got the Mindler Scholarship and Talent Hunt launched by Dr. Kiran Bedi. We've also got it launched by Vivek Obra, and many other organizations have supported it as well. These were some of the universities from last year that were participating, such as Ahmedabad University, HI University, Flame University, Sai University, Manipal, JLU, which is Jagran Lake City University, SRM, Vidyashilp. There was also Tapmi, Amrita, Amity, IISM. We also had Karnavati University. We had SRM, but this is the Sonipat one. We had Vijay Bhumi. We also had World University of Design, which is great for anyone who is looking at anything art or design related. Other than this, these were a few of our international partners, such as HALT. We had University of Tasmania. We had York University. We also had University of South Australia, right? So when we talk about the process, you may feel like, oh, we will have boards going on or we will have pre-boards going on, which is why we've tried to create the flow in such a way where it's easy for you all to do it whenever you get time. So the first step of the Mindler Scholarship at Talent Hunt is for you to register, right? Registration is basically for us to see if you're an eligible 12th grade student who can get a scholarship from one of these universities. The second one is where you complete your profile and take the assessment again for the universities to see if you are a good fit for them as well. The third is when your preference is open. So let's say, for example, we partner with 30 universities. You can go through all the universities and see which ones you would like to apply for and for which domain, right? This process or this step hasn't begun. This begins as in the last week of December, and of course the last step is going to be for you to get your results, which is going to happen in the first week of Feb, right? I see one question. I'll just come back to it in a bit. So just talking about how quick or easy the journey is, these are the 4 steps like I just mentioned in the previous slide. Step 1 and step 2 are already open. Step 1 is where you have to fill in your background details, be it your name, school details, if you've done any extra curriculum, what mark sheet can you submit to show or vet that you're a proper student. After this, you have the scholarship assessment. Here, we know that the Mindler one is actually 5 dimensions. This is 6 because the universities wanted to see what are the different dimension that the students are getting tested on. Again, it's not as lengthy or detailed as a Mindler test. This is just for universities to understand what it would be like and which interest area matches your aptitude, right? Then once you get all your results, you can then go ahead and fill in your career domain. So let's say, for example, you have gotten 5 career domains and you can choose, let's say, 2 or 3 of them. So you can decide which is your first preference. Let's say computer science is your number 1. Let's say entrepreneurship is number 2. And let's say business is number 3. Basis that, you will be able to see a list of all the domains that you can choose from, right? So these are a few of the domains that are available. These are 18 of the ones that are already available. There are a few more that are available when you go on the selection option. Once you select the career domain, you can select your country preference. That is, would you like to study in India? Would you like to study abroad? If abroad, which country, if there's any particular country, right? After that, you have to shortlist which universities would you like to apply to for a scholarship. Remember, this is not an admission portal. This is for you to receive a scholarship from one of these universities. Yeah. And then the next bit is for you to kind of realign. Let's say, for example, you have applied to university A, B, C, D, right? Let's say university D is your number one preference. That is the one university you would like to really go to. Then let's say there's university B where you would like to go to next, and then there's university A, and then there's university C. So basically, you're showing the preferences to university as to which one would you like to go to in your preference order. Once that is done, remember that is not a step that you can redo. So this is something that we usually advise you to get in touch with your counselors, with your parents, if you think your teachers, to understand why your preferences and if they're suitable for you going forward, right? And like we said, you will also have the opportunity to connect with universities. This happens once you're done with your preferences. So let's say, for example, you've applied to university for scholarship, you would like to get to know them a little bit more, or you would like to know a little bit more about their admission process. All of those things is something that you can connect with the university and talk to them about. One thing that I forgot to mention is that when you have all the universities, what's really cool is we've tried to kind of put all the information in one place. So you don't have to go to multiple places, right? So let's say there are 30 universities, you'll be able to see how much is the average tuition, right? How much scholarship are they going to give? What programs do they have? What is the admission criteria? All of this will be available for each university, right? Now, going forward, another cool thing is, because we know that getting a scholarship is a really big deal, we also feel like if you want to tell your friends about the scholarship, you can keep referring your friends about the same, and every time a friend actually registers and completes the process, you get points, and every time you get more points, you get an Amazon voucher from us. Again, this happens at the end of the process, so we can see how many possible friends can you get to enroll for the Mindler Scholarship and Talent Hunt. It's very happy for me to announce the success stories, because like you can see, these are two conditional offer letters for Adarsh as well as Prakriti. Prakriti received 100% scholarship to HCI University, and Adarsh received 75% scholarship to Amrita. What I would like you all to see is that the word is conditional. What the meaning conditional mean is that you have to still go ahead and finish the admission process. So let's say, for example, you do get admission, then you can avail your scholarship. But if you can't crack the admission, then your scholarship becomes null and void. So that is one thing that a lot of students sometimes don't understand. But just to reiterate, the process is really simple. It is not going to take you more than, let's say, 2 hours for you to finish, because this is all in all, right? Let's say, for example, half an hour for you to do your profile, half an hour for you to do your assessment, the rest is for you to fill your preferences, and the last bit is for you to get your results, right? So all in all, it is not going to take more than 2 hours. But what are the great benefits? A, you get to interact with universities to see if you're a great fit. Even bigger and better benefit, of course, is for you to get a scholarship. But what I would like to re-emphasize is that the scholarships given are going to be conditional scholarships. That means you will still have to go ahead and crack their admission. I will just check if there are any questions, Hetal. If you can also let me know. Shri Harshini, I think if you were a part of the Mindler internship program, ideally the scholarship and talent hunt should be open to you. If you can just try logging out and logging in and check if it's now still open for you. If not, you can definitely write to us or you can mail us, and we'll make sure that we'll figure out what the issue is and we can get it resolved at the earliest.
All right. I think then that is it, Mansi. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Mansi, for sharing light on Mindler Scholarship Hunt. I'm sure everyone is filling up the form and mentioning they are interested in Mindler Scholarship Hunt, and we will get back to you with all the required information. Thank you so much, Mansi. All right, guys, now we are just in the last 10 minutes of this webinar, and just my last question finally to Tulika. Tulika, what is your message to the present 12th graders at this crucial timeline of their transition from school to college? It's a huge transition, right? So, what are your thoughts and what would you like to tell them?
Right. Before I take that question, I saw a question in the chat box, and in that there was like, if I go to a teacher or a mentor or somebody, they tell me according to their preferences. So just to let you and the others know, if we are talking about helping you with your career planning, please be assured that we will go according to what you want and not what we want you to do. So that is one thing that we can guarantee from our end. And now to answer Hetal, the question of transition. So students, yes, the transition can be challenging. The transition from a school to a university can be something which can create anxiety as well. Because when we are talking about a school, school is a cocoon for us, where we know, yes, we have teachers to reach out. We know there is an safe space for us where we, but when we step out in the world, we exactly don't know how to reach out to. So yes, it could be challenging, and hence we say that picking that right place for me where I will go after college will play a most important and crucial loop. Because if I am being getting to a place where I desire to be, where I know that I'll be happy because I am enrolled in a program or a course that will definitely help me, which aligns with my skills, which helps me build my other qualities, definitely I will be in a much safer place. So when we talk about this transition, this can be scary and it could look like a daunting task as well, because we also spoke about so many things that as students that one needs to take into consideration. But with the right kind of guidance, with the right kind of hand holding, and with the right kind of things that clearly aligns with you as an individual, I'm sure that transition won't be that scary, which you are really thinking. And hence we say reaching out to people, having that right kind of information and expert will definitely help you making this transition a much more smoother space for you. That is what I wanted to share with the students. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tulika. All the 12th graders, you've got the message loud and clear from Miss Tulika. Thank you so much, Tulika. It was a pleasure having you. My next question to Sana, this is the last question, guys. How to select the best fit college university? How will an expert be beneficial in this process?
Um, well, Hetal, what I would want to tell all the 12th graders, and in fact 11th and 10th graders if they're here, that the tricky part of it is that there is no ultimate funda to how to go about choosing the best college fit. And that's why we tell that no Google, no ChatGPT can give you your best fit college. And that's why we require a customized and personalized planning and expert guidance for the entire process. Yes, there could be multiple factors to look into when you're choosing your best fit colleges or best fit careers to go about picking them up. But I think Tulika would also agree, when we are talking about these factors, where do you put these factors in the priority list, and how the combination of these factors work differently for each one of you is the beauty as well as the challenge of the entire process of how these factors work out together. And that's how you're getting your, say, best fit career or best fit college. And that is where the answer of your second question also comes from, that this entire process of making the planning process simpler, easier, less chaotic for you, like Tulika was telling, making the transition from school to college easier for you with the right and reliable kind of information, helping you plan, making you more aware. And like Priksha sir mentioned, that we are not even though doing it for you, but we are experts to help you, make you equip enough so that you can do it the best way possible and the smartest way possible for yourself. And that answers the second question, that that's where the role of career planning and experts come into picture.
Thank you so much, Sana. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining today. I will be reaching out to each one of you all and we'll be having a discussion on what your queries are. So please fill in the form. I hope everyone has the link there. So guys, reach out to us, and it was a pleasure having Tulika and Sana. as well as other help support like Ritik and Prasanna in this webinar. Thank you guys. It was a pleasure having you all.